Hi everybody, welcome to episode 175. And I'm just a little excited to bring this episode to you, as I am every year at this time. There's a little bit of snow on the ground in places. Yeah, winter's coming. Anyway, our 2021 gift guide was published yesterday, and I'm always excited to bring that to you. Now, I know that most people use it for holiday gifts, but even if you don't celebrate Christmas or Hanukkah, this gift guide is something that you'll be able to use all year round, whether it's a birthday, Mother's Day, Father's Day, or just because you want to give somebody a gift. This is a great reference. Now, last year we had 65 items on our list. This year we have 75. I've taken a few things away. I've added a few things. I hope you'll enjoy it. It is just a wonderful way to shop. As is the case with most people, older adults are not usually in need of too much. Many of us are downsizing. I know I've downsized, and when my kids ask me what I want for Christmas, I've got 2 items on my list. I just don't want more stuff. If I want something, then through the year, I generally go get it for myself. During the holidays, I just want to spend time with my family. And time is number 1 on our list. It always is, because that is the thing people want most, just to spend time with the people they love. So let's take a look at the list, and you can see it when you come to our website, theoldish.com. This is what you'll see, and there is the gift guide right there. So let's take a look at it. Yes, we have noted the trend toward minimalism, and the fact that we want to save energy, and there is time. It's always number 1 on our list. I'm not going to read every single one of these to you because there are 75, and we also have people listening to this in a podcast version. So for those of you who are listening to the audio but can't see the video, go to theoldish.com and you will find the 2021 gift guide right there. If you're listening to this perhaps next year in the spring, and there are other articles that have taken the place of these in the trending area, you can just go to the search function and search gift guide. You'll see all of the gift guides that we've produced over the years, but this one is the 2021 gift guide. So we have also taken care this year to include items that are useful in home modification. As you know, we've created a new overarching parent company called Reno Studios, and Reno Studios produces The Oldish, but also produces Real Life Renos, which is all about renovations to the homes we live in and the way we think about how our lives are organized. Doing things that will help people stay in their homes and make their homes function better for them is a top priority for us. So we've included some of those items on this list. The first one we've come to here is replacing round drawer pulls and doorknobs. We absolutely want to do that. People with arthritic hands can have great difficulty grasping round objects. So better to replace those drawer pulls with something that is U-shaped or cup-shaped. And door handles, always go for the levers. They're very much easier. So moving on down the list, weights, skipping rope, and stretch bands. Now, the pandemic that kept so many of us at home also made for slim pickings in some of the exercise equipment very, very early on. You could not get weights or skipping ropes. They have now come back on the market. I know because I did get a skipping rope myself. I had one that had been on order for months. It finally arrived maybe about 6 weeks ago, and I now have it. Stretch bands, ever so handy because stretching is good for all of us. Keep those muscles limber. And weights. Now, you don't have to get a full set of weights. I don't believe that older adults are going to be, or should be, without supervision and proper training, lifting weights that are 75 pounds. You can get the weights that are 2.5, 5, 7.5, and 10. I probably wouldn't go much above that unless they have a trainer who has recommended and essentially prescribed lifting a heavier weight, but those weights in that range from 2.5 to 10 are pretty good for a home set. So moving on down, foot care gift certificates. Now this is a new addition this year. Foot care is so important for older adults, and it becomes something that is very difficult. In fact, one of the things that is tested when people are at risk for falls is whether or not they can bend over and clip their toenails. It's kind of the first thing to go, one of the first things. Foot care is something that those of us who can look after our own feet don't think much about. But for an older adult who can't clip their toenails, who can't take care of drying their skin between the toes after they've had a bath or a shower, it can lead to a lot of other problems that in turn lead to lack of independence, lack of mobility, a lot of pain. And it's just something that you really need to look after. So source a local clinic that does that and buy gift certificates. It is a wonderful gift. Wander safety or fall alarms has been on our list for several years, and it's really a gift for a caregiver because they need to sleep. They need to sleep. And if you've got a wanderer, it's really good to have an alert when they get out of bed, get out of a chair, try to open a door that they shouldn't be opening, and then you can get there quickly. We added this year pillow covers made from favorite pieces of clothing worn by loved ones who have passed away, or things that remind you of events. These things can really be so special. I know lots of people who have made or had made for someone else pillow covers from Grandpa's favorite flannel shirt. And, you know, it's maybe not the best gift within the first few months after somebody passes, but a bit of time down the road, it's kind of comforting to see that beautiful old shirt put to this kind of use, and then you can always kind of give a hug. It's very sentimental and a lovely gift, really. Respite time. My goodness, that is something that is so important to caregivers. You know, they just don't get out very much. Giving them the gift of time to get out and get their hair done, see their friends, or just go for a walk is such a meaningful gift. In a way, it can be a gift for you too, because the person they are looking after may well be someone who is a loved one to you. And then you get to spend that time with that loved one. Don't neglect that gift. It's really important. Replacing faucets with no-touch or touchless faucets is an idea that, again, looks at home modification. I got no-touch faucets because I didn't want to touch the faucets after I'd been handling raw poultry. It was a great thing to be able to just have the taps turn on. But when you expand that out, somebody who maybe can't turn it on, doesn't have the range of motion to reach over, just to be able to wave in front of the sensor and have the water turn on, that's a big deal. So replacing them is a really good thing. And we move on down. Adaptive clothing, that's a new thing this year. I didn't have it on some of the earlier versions because the adaptive clothing, I'm going to be honest, it was not all that attractive. They have got beautiful adaptive clothing now. In fact, you would never know that it has been adapted. In fact, I like it so much that I've added a link on our Brown Healthcare site, and it is it's an affiliate link, so not going to lie about that. It is an affiliate link. We make a penny or two every time you click on that link, but that is the site we recommend. Silverts is a company we highly recommend. They have a lot of integrity. They have a lot of great styles, a lot of things that people will find very useful. Whether you're in Canada or the US, Silverts is the place to go. Now we move on down. Slippers, shoes, and boots with proper tread. So important. It's been on our list for years. It's worth mentioning again. You need to have proper tread on the soles of your slippers, your shoes, and your boots, because not to have that proper tread is a fall hazard. Really important to do that. Bidet toilet seats. There is something that became unattainable in the early days of the pandemic. They are back in stock now. And if you don't have one, you might want to consider getting one. I'm trying to avoid the should word. You know, we did a whole video on avoiding the use of the word should. I'm going to do my best to avoid that. But oh my gosh, I'm a fan of bidet toilets. For those of you who have traveled in Europe, you will know that this is a very common thing. They are less common in North America, but they are so handy. Not only do they cut down on the use of bathroom tissue, but for people who have range of motion issues, for people who maybe they use the toilet a lot and they get sore in spots, a bidet toilet seat is a fantastic addition. You buy the seat that sits on top and adapts to the toilet they've got. So you just look and see whether the toilet is round or oblong. And when you're purchasing it, you buy the round or the oblong one. They all come with the ability to use cold water. They automatically connect to your cold water system. Many of them will also connect to your hot water system, which will give you warm water on your tushy. And that's a good thing too. However, here's the proviso. You need an electrical outlet behind the toilet in order to make the warm water happen. So make that part of your gift, the installation of the electrical outlet. Now, they have a lot of really fancy ones. You can get seat warmers. You can get seats that light up at night. You can spend a lot of money, but I can tell you, you can get a very basic bidet toilet seat for under $100 in Canada or the US. Doesn't matter what currency you're using, under $100. They go up from there depending on what features you think that your loved one would prefer. But they are a great gift. A can opener. Now that's something that sounds kind of odd. It's a new addition to our list this year. Many of us over the years had started using those manual can openers. You know, they sit in your silverware drawer or your utensil drawer, and it's a two-handed operation. For somebody who has arthritic hands, they're pretty tough to use. There are some lovely manual and electric ones that sit on the counter, and you just attach the can to it. They cut on the side, so you're taking the whole lid off, which is very handy. I can't tell you how many times I've cut myself on a can lid over the years. I mean, it happens. You try not to, but there are some sharp edges produced. These ones are really good. Look for the manual ones. Look for the electric ones if you prefer. They do sit on the counter, and they are tall enough that you can put any size can under them. We did not do any testing of brands. So I'm going to suggest to you that if this is a gift you're interested in, do your research, because you always want to make sure that something you buy from a company is going to work and that other people have found to be pretty solid in their use. We have lots of suggestions for meals. One of the things that older adults, particularly older adults living alone, do very poorly at is looking after their own nutritional needs. It's something that is very important. If they don't keep up their nutritional needs, they don't keep up their strength. And, you know, if they go to the grocery store and they're buying frozen food and they're throwing something in the microwave all the time, that's okay now and then. It's okay now and then to order a pizza. But you really need to encourage them to eat well. So there are all kinds of suggestions here, from local delivery service to frozen single-serving meals that you can make yourself. So going through this list, not everything actually costs money out of pocket. If you're making a meal, a casserole, make up an extra one, stick it in the freezer. Over time, you'll have a collection. Merry Christmas. It's a wonderful gift. You can also check out, you'll see further down there is another listing for checking out local resources. I know that many of the church groups in the area where I live, the church ladies, and I think a few of the gentlemen get in there, And they have cooking sprees where they will make different kinds of meat pies. And it's a fundraiser for the church. Social service organizations do that too. And that's a wonderful thing to be able to grab a win-win. It's a win for the organization because they're making money. It's a win for you because you get to put some nutritious homemade food in the freezer. Really good thing to have. Audiobooks, always a great gift. Podcasts, libraries. I am totally addicted to podcasts. So addicted to podcasts. And I've listed some of my favorite ones in here. They're just lovely. I spend a lot of time listening to podcasts, usually when I'm driving my car, but just because I listen to podcasts, I learn so much and they are so informative, and there is a podcast for everybody. In fact, this show comes in a podcast version, and Real Life Renos is recording podcasts that will accompany our video presentations as well. Podcasts are a really big deal. Warm and cozy blankets, always wonderful. Now, this is one we had on our list last year, but they have changed their name. They used to be Nirvana weighted blankets, and they were on Dragon's Den here in Canada. If you're in the States, you have Shark Tank. Dragon's Den is our version of that, both of them having been adapted from the UK version. They've changed their name anyway to Hush. So they are now Hush weighted blankets. So we've changed all of our links for you so that you can get the up-to-date version. The memory journal, that's something I always bring forward, because if you have an older adult in your family, they have such a treasure trove of memories. And capturing those memories is so important, not only for you, but for your children and for your children's children, to have that family history before it's lost. You can buy blank ones and just ask them to start writing down their memories, or you can even buy guided ones where there will be a page that says, tell us about the school you went to, or when did you meet your spouse? And you tell the story. And if they can't write, then you do the writing as well, or record it on a tape recorder and then transfer it. There are so many ways to do it, but what's really important is that you capture all of those memories. Light therapy lamps, so important. Nordic walking poles. A lot of us did a lot of walking through the pandemic. And for those who are maybe a little unsteady on their feet or maybe nervous to go outside, don't discount somebody who has fallen and is now afraid to go outside. Having Nordic walking poles to steady them and give them that little bit of extra confidence, very important. That's a really good gift. Down at the very bottom, I've included, it's sort of a catch-all, Etsy. Etsy is just this wonderful, wonderful resource of makers. And you can use the filters in Etsy to narrow it right down to your postal code or your province or state. You can use it to do whatever you want. But look at Etsy. Do look at them, because you can get so many things that are personalized. And what a wonderful gift to know that somebody has really put thought into what you like and what you need. I've put some of my favorite things here. Customized kitchen aprons. That just made me howl. You could put anything you want. I'm not going to tell you what's on my apron because it's not really for general consumption, but it always makes everybody laugh. Welcome doormats. You can put any saucy saying you want on that. I actually have a friend who has one that says, "You again?" with a question mark. Or, you may have a grandma who has a particular greeting that she gives to everyone who comes to the door. You could have that put on a welcome mat and give it to her as a gift, and it sits at her front door. It's so personalized. You can personalize mugs. You can personalize t-shirts. You can get anything. You can literally get anything. I think Etsy is a really great resource. One of my daughters loves Etsy. Not uncommon for us to get gifts that she's purchased through Etsy at all. And it was really through her that I got this idea to include Etsy this year. So make use of it. If you've never used Etsy, jump on and have a look. You will be amazed at all of the stuff that's out there, and everything comes with reviews for not only the product, but the maker. So you can rest assured you're getting really good stuff. I bought a puzzle for one of my sons-in-law last year through Etsy, and he loved it. So, you know, there's a lot of great stuff out there. So let's scroll back up to the top. There you go. That is what you're looking for. The Oldish Gift Guide 2021. That will be there for you. It will live there forever. But I absolutely encourage you to take a look at it when you are putting together your gift list for this year. I hope that makes you happy. Please join us again next Wednesday at 12 noon for another edition of this wonderful show that is all about you. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.